It's almost become football heritage. A New Zealand club flying to an island across the Pacific to crown themselves champions of the region. In April 2025, Auckland City did just that, lifting the OFC Champions League trophy for a record 13th time. With a backdrop of white sand beaches and the sound of waterfalls thundering down rocky cliffs, these are the sights and sounds of football in Oceania. Football in the region has been dominated by the Kiwis since the moment the Aussies left in 2006. So why then is this same very club refusing to join the region's new professional league? In early 2025, the OFC were proud to invite clubs from across the Pacific to apply for a new, groundbreaking competition. A professional league backed by FIFA and millions in funding that would span across its island nations, propelling clubs in remote places into the professional footballing sphere, giving players from these islands opportunities that have been few and far between across the Oceania fields. The first season will see 8 teams battle it out in a round-robin format, with a final series mixed in for good measure. Each club would guarantee themselves at least 17 high-quality matches. Squads will be capped at 6 non-domestic players, with no more than 3 allowed from outside of Oceania, ensuring local talent remains at the heart of the competition. Not to mention the revenue, sponsorships, and global recognition to go with it. This will become the region's premium football competition. An announcement that quickly drew 24 clubs from 9 different island nations to seek membership. But there's a problem. In the same way the league offers opportunities for the less fortunate, bigger clubs are looking to use the new division as a way to get a leg up, because the ball had never stopped rolling in Oceania. And while there was nowhere for these nations to play professional football in the area, the ball simply rolled in different directions. Some clubs are here and ready to compete, others left searching for leagues beyond their shores, not to mention the entire nations applying for memberships in different continents altogether. Now, after all this time, OFC has finally come to give football in the region its own dedicated home. But in doing so, it must face its haunting past, or risk facing the same problems into the future. Oceania is trying to piece together the footballing region again, but will it grow further apart in the process? Auckland City FC were quick to respond to reports of the new league. We want to clarify our position. We have not submitted an expression of interest. We will not be participating in the competition in any capacity. They went on to say that the club has a long-standing commitment to football in Oceania, and that as a respected club, they want to continue to support the growth and development of the game in the region. The same club that will be representing the entire Pacific at the Club World Cup later this year against Bayern Munich, Boca Juniors and Benfica has snubbed the very competition that's supposed to lift up the rest of the clubs in Oceania. Before the league has even started, OFC have lost their champion. Auckland City have chosen to stick to the New Zealand national competition instead, while some of their domestic rivals like Christchurch and Nelson are gunning for their professional license and a spot in the inaugural OFC Professional League roster. Something isn't quite adding up. As New Zealand's biggest team, Auckland City have enjoyed free reign across the entire confederation for decades. Remember the 13 titles in the OFC Champions League? The lack of competition from other member states means the New Zealanders have established quite a lucrative cycle for the club. A cycle that ends with them summiting an entire confederation each season and qualifying itself for FIFA-backed competitions like the Club World Cup in the process. The club is backed by a private trust responsible for reinvesting money earned by the nation's gambling machines. In turn, the club brings in hundreds of thousands in prize money. If at any moment Auckland City apply for a professional license, this tap runs dry and the cycle breaks. It seems Oceania's biggest club side has found themselves trapped by their own success, and their best move is waiting to see if the new professional league can even come close to matching the exploits achieved in their past. Exploits made possible by a region lacking in a central professional stage. And the lack of this stage has made things even more complicated for the OFC Pro League, just a few kilometers down the road. By trying to breathe life into football across the Pacific, the OFC Pro League has also given the region's biggest clubs a new opportunity. Without its own footballing arena, New Zealand professional clubs have always looked across the ditch to their neighbour in Australia to give them a place to play. This can be traced all the way back to the region's first ever professional football team, who didn't grace the fields of their own nation, but the NSL in Australia. A tradition that has continued up until today. It has resulted in 2 New Zealand franchises joining the Australian A-League, Auckland FC and the Wellington Phoenix. And both of these teams have now submitted applications to enter the OFC Professional League. But instead of jumping ship and joining other Oceania members in the new division, it looks like New Zealand's only professional teams are looking to play in 2 leagues at once. One team in the A-League and another, potentially the reserves, in the OFC Pro League. And in doing so, they take a spot away from smaller clubs across the region. The reality is that the established sides in the region will look to bolster their earnings and squads with this new opportunity, rather than jump in with both feet and commit to the region's new competition. A competition that will need to not only compete with the A-League for clubs and players, but eyeballs, as the region's audience is already drawn thin by football leagues abroad. The league's goal to uplift the region's minnows has, in the same stroke of the brush, given the traditional challengers an opportunity to continue their growth. An invitation that has extended all the way to Australia. One of the 8 will be a club from the nation that abandoned the region 2 decades ago. An invitation that has already resulted in 4 Aussie clubs registering their interests. It seems Oceania is trying to rebuild its connection to their Pacific brothers, and the OFC have stated that the league is an opportunity to strengthen regional ties and increase the visibility and market reach of the league. But it also raises a question of the league's validity. Half of the season will take place during the A-League season, and the Australian Second Division, the Australian Championship, is scheduled to commence the same year. It can quickly become a war of players, clubs and countries as leagues look to establish themselves and regions try to carve out their own slice of the footballing pie. A football battle brewing in Oceania, with shades of the region's past bubbling to the surface. It all paints a grim picture for the island nations, who will need to find a foothold within all of this. Because at the end of the day, the goal of the OFC Pro League is to grow football in the Pacific and elevate the member nations into the professional sphere. Oceania's footballing world is complicated. To grow the sport, they need to follow commercial pathways without falling into the traps the region has been hindered by in the past. They will need to strike the right balance that captures the imagination of the Oceania football audience. Right now, professional football in Oceania doesn't have a true home. But when the Pro League kicks off in early 2026, we'll find out whether it can finally build one, or whether the shadows of the past will have more games to play. What do you think about the OFC Pro League announcement? Do you think it will be a success or struggle to become the region's top league? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Have a great day and goodbye.